Green Lantern's annual #1, Andy Diggle writing this, and Mike Perkins on the art. Now, I typically get very skeptical whenever there's an annual for a book where it's not the regular writer doing the annual. Often it ends in kind of a weird, like, just this is just it exists so there's an annual, and it's never really feels important or whatever. I was pleasantly surprised with this one.
You can do far worse than Andy Diggle.
Right? Well, I mean, yeah, of course.
I take a very different approach to you on annuals. Like, when it's a writer I don't know, sure, I'm a bit trepidatious because I'm like, okay. It was different here because it's like, well, I know I like Andy Diggle, sure, I'm in.
Yeah, but to be fair, I mean, this is the guy that
when annuals are just an unconnected one shot, I'm like, yeah, just give me a one shot based on these characters. That's fine.
It's kind of hit and miss because I like when it feels like I'm getting a bonus to the regular story, and it's like going to give me like an extra chapter that month. Like that's when I get excited about an annual. But there can be
because I don't like that where they feel like I have to get. I feel like it feels essential. Where I like where if I don't want to read, if I don't want that annual, if I don't have the budget that month, I can leave it.
I mean, I see the arguments for it. I mean, ultimately, there's no correct way of doing it because both happen all the time. But I thought the art was pretty great. There's one or two weird faces, but overall, I liked how moody the art felt for what it was doing.
I'm mixed on the art. I think the first half of the book, the faces are all over the place. The back half, they're fine.
I like the it's the deep inks. I thought it's a really inky art style. I thought.
Yeah, but there's something about the faces in a lot of the key moments in the first half that just don't land for me. Which is a shame. It upsets some of the flow for me of the book.
I was digging the art though. So the story of this one is that there's this ceremony that they have like every 100 years, every 500 years, something like that, where they celebrate the lost lantern that saved this planet by kind of sacrificing himself, even though his people were kind of like, telling him
every 1,000 years.
There you go. I knew it was like longer than a human's lifespan. I knew it was something beyond that threshold. And the joke here is that Jessica's done her research because she's like, oh yeah, we have to give a speech. So I've researched all this stuff about this planet and this race. And Baz is like, we have to give a speech? What?
He's like, I'm just gonna wing it.
Yeah, get the notes. And the joke, of course, is when they get to this planet, the alien race here, like, oh, that's inappropriate. You can't do that. Oh, you've altered the Green Lantern suit. That's inappropriate. Everything's inappropriate. They're super strict about everything.
He does a Damien Tusk.
Ah, yeah, there you go. So, and we see them give these speeches, and she kind of crashes and burns, and Baz seems to do okay, except for the fact that this is a weird culture that found everything he said offensive, even though it sounded completely fine to all the human ears.
Yeah, but
AKA making me all the time when you don't read a room.
Yeah,
I've never related more to Simon in my life.
Yeah, because it was he's referencing his own culture. That is inappropriate.
Yeah.
So, and Jessica crashes and burns. She has to go off and be herself, and Simon knows her well enough. No, Hal, John, leave her. Like, she just has to go be on her own. But she ends up getting attacked by this construct, these tentacles that come out of the ground. And it turns out that the first Lantern is actually not dead. The Lost Lantern. Sorry, slip of the tongue. The Lost
Lantern is actually something else. So
it is something else.
Careful.
But the Lost Lantern is actually kind of in a hibernation sleep inside a construct, and it protected, like, not the planet itself, but he was protecting like everyone he could, and then like the explosion of the sun covered the construct in rock, so it's like a moon or a planet now. And Jessica's trapped in there. The All Lanterns go to investigate, and then they end up getting captured as well. There's some funny stuff here. I was cracking the jokes when they're all like, in the chains or the big locks they're in, and it's like, right guys, we have to work together. Our willpower, we can do this, and they're like, and then nothing happens. And a panel later, Baz is like, so who wants to play I Spy?
Yeah, Diggle has such a handle on these characters. Yeah, I almost wonder if let's say Sharp and Morrison aren't coming, I would love for Diggle.
I would not say no to
Diggle on any ongoing book, DC, because I think he's such a fantastic writer, and it's been a while since we've had him.
I think
so underrated.
What was exciting to me about him on this book here is how well he does with Simon and Jess, because obviously I kind of expected, okay, so all the other Lanterns are kind of the old guard. Like, I expect that he's worked with them before in some capacity. He knows his way around them.
Sure, yes.
But with Jess and Simon, like, they nailed them so perfectly. The jokes, like when the alien says, "Are you readers?" and like, "What, us? No," and it's that
not
awkward,
together.
Yeah, that awkward comedy moment. Like, he nailed the dynamic so well, and Jessie's anxiety and like overconfidence, and the whole thing where she's like, "Oh, give me like a moon falling out of the sky, I can handle that." Like, but public speaking,
very much like a workplace comedy.
Yeah,
like, this could easily be Brooklyn Nine-Nine in its tone, you know, because I could see this being, you know, Jake and what's her name, the dark-haired girl, not Amy, the other dark-haired girl, Rosa.
Rosa.
Yeah, this could be Jake and Rosa having to do a police function. Anyways, no, I like it because it feels like a workplace comedy, and it's, you know, the subject matter gets pretty heavy, but it's still a nice light tone throughout, and when it's revealed why this last lantern eventually was lost, and basically his race said that they come before the Green Lanterns, and he couldn't do that. So he saved everybody against the orders of his planet, because he couldn't be loyal to them first. You know, I like that. It played real well.
Yeah, no, it was an interesting little story. I really enjoyed this angle.
Go and sing some karaoke.
Yeah, and they sing some karaoke at the end, because this will help you get over it. Because they take his ring away, and they're going to sentence him, and like, oh yeah, you owe, you know, 1,000,000 years, and you know, and stasis. It's like, but you've already paid it. You know, it's going to retroactively.
Because, time served.
Yeah, time served. You've already done it. Let's rate the Green Lantern Annual. It was good stuff. What did you give it, Matt?
This is 7.5.
Cool, Connor.
Yeah, I went with a 7. I think the art in the early half of the issue kind of took me out of it a few too many times.
That's fair. I think there's a couple of odd faces, but for the most part, I was really digging the expressions and stuff. So, and I like the art.
I think the problem is when it is a comedy, so much is landing on facial expressions that there was just once too many where it took me out of the moment.
That's fair. No, I think there was more moments that hit for me with the facial expressions than missed. So, and I just generally overall like the art, look at the art. So I actually go with an 8 with this one. I actually really enjoyed this issue. I sat down thinking there's going to be some random, you know, story that doesn't mean anything. I was like, oh, this was actually a solid little tale. And it really played to the strengths of Jessica's character and the strengths of her relationship with Baz and everything else. So.